Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have my Killa kit for the month of April. And as you can see from this pile in front of me, I am going to definitely tell you I did not kill my kit by any means. I will go ahead and just show you really quick what I have left, and then I'll show you the layouts that I did create. I'm happy with what I created, but I definitely didn't use everything in this kit. I brought in a few things that weren't in the kit, so that probably is why I didn't kill it quite as much as I thought I would. And this was a big kit, so I didn't think I was going to. This pile on top is some Project Life cards, and then all of the pattern papers. Some were already scraps, but a lot of them are 12x12s that I cut into. So this was a scrap, but I used some more of it. This was a 12x12. I think that's one of the only pieces I have left of that. So this was a 12x12, and I only have a little bit of that left. This as well. This was one of my Happiness Cocoa Vanilla papers, and I only had scraps of that left. So these are all my scraps. That was a Prima paper. This was a scrap. So again, these are all papers. If you want to see which ones were full 12x12s, you can always go back to my original video. This was this was a smaller scrap, but I used a piece of this. That's all I have left of that Boca 12x12 paper. This green, I think that's this, and this is all I have left of that 12x12. This 12x12 here, which was from SEI, I have those pieces left. This floral, I only have this, and then a few other little scraps here. Project Life cards, I had thrown some in here. I think I only ended up using maybe one or two of the ones that I pulled in to my kit, so didn't really make a dent in those. I didn't use any of my Minte paper that I threw in here, but it's there for the next time. I did not use this paper. I did use some of this one, but I still have some left. I just used it to mat something, I think. This here is all I have left of this paper with the horses. I did use some of this as well. And then this paper here, I know I noted in my video when I created the kit that I was definitely going to use this. I did end up using some of this pattern paper. Not as much as I thought I might end up using the whole page, but I did not. So those are my scraps. So like I said, I'm not going to show you everything in detail because it's just, here's what I have left over. And then for full 12x12s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have 15 pages, as you can see here, that I ended up not using. So these are full 12x12s. They'll just go back in my stash. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of cardstock. And I usually only use cardstock to mat a photo or frame my entire layout. So that's really the only reason why I include cardstock. So I have 4 of those left. And I think actually this pink one was not originally in the kit. It's one that I added because I was working on a layout. And so that probably wasn't even in the original. So this stuff here will just, all these papers will just get put into either my scrap bins or back into my 12x12. And we'll see if, I pull my scraps even with my Killa kits sometimes just to back photos and whatnot. So those scraps for sure will probably just make it into other layouts down the road. Now, embellishment wise, I have a whole stack of stuff. Again, not going to show you everything. I had 2 of these papers that had these florals these were SEI pattern papers. The scraps that you see me holding in my hand here of florals that did not get fussy cut. So those are all that I have left of those pattern papers that had all of those flowers. So that is pretty good. I actually ended up using both those papers. Mostly I used this one a little bit to use this side to back a photo, I believe. But for the most part, I cut the florals out, and so both those pattern papers, the majority of them got used up and on layouts. The rest here, I used these frames. I had 4 of them. This is the only one I have left, so that is good. And then I have just some other labels, some printables. I have one of these chipboard words that I had intended to use but didn't, so you'll see the chipboard sheet here. I did use a couple other titles from it, so this one will go back into my stash. I have some wood veneer that I pulled out that I ended up not using. So all of these are just embellishments now that I will just put back into these little Ziploc bags that you see here. For my little embellishment bags, I did pull from them quite a bit, but they were really full. These were all the pieces that I had cut. Mostly in this bag were from pattern papers or project life cards. So I did pull and use some things from here. I used a lot of these frames, or a few of these frames that you see here on one of my layouts, and yeah, this is just going to stay as it is. I will keep it and just pull from it. It's just got a lot of random things in it, so I kind of just pull from it when I'm looking for colors or little pieces to tuck here and there. So none of this is getting thrown out, but again, not going to go through it. Still plenty of it to use. The bag that had my printables, again, same thing. I had both of these bags in my kit, so I didn't have to pull a ton of other embellishments from anywhere else. So there's still plenty in here to use, but I did go ahead and use quite a bit of what was in here. But again, I think ephemera seems to multiply itself, and these are all the print and cut files, and so I certainly have still tons to use. So I'll probably take those florals that I still have left to fussy cut and put those in one of these bags, and they'll just stay in there. Enamel dots, I have used quite a few of different ones in this pack, so I had just thrown them all in this little Ziploc bag, so those are what I have left. And then I had some random other separate bags, which you'll see here in a second. I didn't use any of these labels. I did finish this, so that will go in the garbage. So look, I did finish something. My epoxy stickers, this was actually a full pack when I started, so as you can see, I did manage to get a number of them used on pages, so that's exciting. And these Puffy stickers, this was not a new package, but I did end up using a couple on some pages. I don't know that I used any of these this month, so I might carry this to my next month's kit, so we'll see. These are my ephemera pieces that I had left over from the Happiness collection, as well as just some pattern papers from the collection that I have fussy cut some things from. I used all of the butterflies and the ones I fussy cut from pattern papers in this collection on my layouts, as well as any florals I had left, and a few other pieces as well. So this just has some of the frames that actually were cut from one of the pattern papers left in here, and then a few other small embellishment pieces or ephemera pieces. So still some of that to use. This was my favorite collection, so I'm still working my way through the embellishments. The clear stickers, I used quite a few of these ones up. All of the ones that, except for this one that had the sort of paint strokes, I used those. A lot of the hearts I used. So only a couple left, so pretty excited that those are almost done. Now these 2 cut files, or these 3 cut files, I added these in because I had done a different project with these, and so I thought I would just add them in case I wanted to use them on my other layouts this month. I didn't, so these will just go with my other cut files. These are cameras from Confessions of a Paper Addict, so I have a binder that I keep all of my cut files in, and so these will just go in there. Lastly, I have my letters, which are hard to pull over. Oh, and some of my other ephemera, or other ribbon and things. Didn't use anything from this. These enamels, I don't know that I used this actual package, but this other one that's stuck in here, I did use those. I used some sequins, so I swear sequins like live forever, but I pulled out quite a few colors separately from these multicolored packs that I had, and so I used those. Didn't use the green or the gold, but I did use some pink that I had in here. Did not use these or these or these. Again, I pulled certain colors out of these sequins, so I did use some of those. I used quite a few of the puffy hearts from here. Did not use these or these. I did use this ribbon. This was the only trim that I ended up using at all this month. Didn't use these. I did use a few more of these, so I'm slowly working my way through getting this done. I did not use these. And then for alphas, the ones I did not use are these ones here, the Dear Lizzie, the Doodlebug. Did not use the Teresa Collins labels. And let's see. Did not end up using these ones. And I don't think I used either one of these, but I can't remember. So I can tell you this has the today that I did not use, but I did end up using a couple of these chipboard titles. I believe I used this alpha set, or this thicker set, for one layout, as well as this one here, which was summertime. I used this wild set as well as this pink one from Dear Lizzie. The sticker sheet here, I used a couple of pieces from this, but still lots to use. I can't remember if this was originally in my kit, but I did pull the, these are like epoxy, they're not puffy, they're like an epoxy sticker alpha in the color grapefruit from SEI. So I did use those, and then I used these My Mind's Eye alpha stickers for one layout as well. And that is pretty much going to be it for what I have left in my kit, which it's like I didn't even scrapbook for the month of May. So I'm going to go and stop the camera and just pull out the layouts that I created so you can see what I did actually make, so that you can see that I did actually use my kit. But as you can see, I make my kits way bigger than I'm ever going to use in the month, just because there's no way I'm going to get that much scrappy time to devote to using my entire kit. But I like options, so I will be right back with the layouts and we'll show those to you real quick. Okay, I am back with the layouts that I created this month. Some of them are not using my kit, and so I'll let you know which ones those are, as well as which ones have process videos. So this one is the first one, and these aren't in any order, so they're all throughout the month. This one does have a process video, and pretty much everything except for this grid paper, which was a pink fresh paper, everything else was from the How to Kill a Kit with Style. I pulled this grid paper from my stash, and so it's the only thing that wasn't using something from that kit. Even the wood veneer was in those bags that I pulled for embellishments. I did use my social paper plan stamps for this layout, and so there is a video for this one. Next one, this was for the hop that we did for Rebecca's 500 subscribers, and so some of the papers from this are from the kit, as well as these florals are from my How to Kill a Kit. Everything else, some of the puffies and other stickers, are just random pieces from my stash. So not everything on this one came from my kit, but it does have a video, so you can check that out. Really love how this one came together. It's really fun. Here is my layout for Christmas in April, and there is nothing in this layout that came from my How to Kill a Kit. There is a video from the 25th for this layout. However, everything is from my Christmas stash, so like I said, nothing from the kit, but I wanted to show you since I'm doing a layout share anyway. So I have this one, really fun very Christmas colors with the red and the white and the black, kind of classic Christmas almost. There is a process video up for this one, and everything on this layout came from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. This is a piece of pattern paper from the kit, and I use both sides. So I have the grid for this half, and then I use a piece of trim, and then I use the other side of this pattern paper here. I need to glue that on, and matted it all on this cream colored cardstock. So I'm going to have to glue that little heart back on. So there is a process video for this. I kept it almost monochromatic, but added just a little touch of this pinky purple color. And so I love how this one turned out. Again, there's a process video for that. This also has a process video on my channel, and I made some fun shakers, so I used up a lot of sequins with this one, as well as some more of those florals and some butterflies from that Cocoa Vanilla collection and those epoxy stickers. So all of this came from the kit, and so I love how it turned out. Again, process video is up for this one. This layout here also, I believe, has a process video. It is using everything from the How to Kill a Kit with Style. The only thing I did pull in was this font, or this title. I pulled in those SEI stickers, which I don't think I had in my original kit, and I pulled a cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict and backed it with some of the papers from my kit, but all the florals and all the embellishments, everything else is from my How to Kill a Kit with Style, including the background papers. So this is a really fun one. Love how it turned out. This one here as well, everything on this layout came from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. This is where those clear stickers came in. The titles were all from my kit. All the embellishments. So this is another fun one. This also has a process video up on my channel, and I can't remember what I was doing this. I don't think it was for a hop specifically. I think it was for this. I think was for a cut file concentration layout, and this might have just been a How to Kill a Kit with Style process video. So there is this one. Next up, this does not have a process video, but it was using a cut file from the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files, and everything else, all the papers, all the embellishments, everything on this layout is from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I thought I would share it with you. I did not put a process video together for this one, or I think the next layout. But I was playing with cut files, and so I did go ahead and put this layout together. Really cute, fun little pictures of my daughter. She was making silly faces, hence the title, Happy Silly Faces, and love these florals. So this is a really fun layout, and this is all popped up on Fun Foam to give it some dimension on the page. Next up, this one also does not have a process video, but it was using a cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict, and it was the brick background cut file. Everything on here is from my kit. That's where I pulled in that beautiful floral paper from, I believe that's a My Mind's Eye. I have some Puffy stickers, some flair I used up. Lots of those epoxy stickers made it on this layout. And I just went ahead and did a little bit of mixed media in the background and cut out some of the floral paper to act almost like bricks in the background of the wall. I kind of took inspiration from the fact that there's a brick wall in this photo of my son and my daughter, and she was entertaining him. We were actually at Disney, and we were waiting for they used to do a light show at Christmas, the Osborne lights in Hollywood Studios, and we were waiting for the show, or for it to get dark, and they were just playing. She was showing him how to use this bubble gun, And yeah, super fun. So there's no video for this one. Next up, I have this one here, which has a process video, I do believe. And I think this might have been for a my Disney video this month, but I honestly can't remember. I did create some more shakers with some frames and more sequins. So like I said, I did use quite a few sequins on this page, even though it looks like I didn't touch them. Pulled out some of those titles that I pulled in my kit, as well as some of these other epoxy stickers. So I did get the Let's Go Explore out of that Summertime, I think it was called, thicker set. And again, all the embellishments and the pattern papers all came from the kit. And like I said, there is a video up for this one. This is a layout I actually created at the end of March, but I did not get a chance to show it in my kit or in my layout share. So these are all print and cut files. None of this was actually from my How to Kill a Kit with Style for this month, but it was using things from my March. So I just wanted to throw it in there and show it. I actually really love how this turned out. I love this whole very embellished edge of my page. Everything is kind of layered up and all stacked on top of each other. And I love all the tickets, and I even pulled out some brads for this one, which I never do. So love how this one turned out, and it does have a process video out on my channel, so you can always check it out. But yeah, love this one. Lots of printing and cutting with this layout for sure. This last one, I have to actually replace this photo, but this was for a fun hop that Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life had put together, and we were mystery scrappers. And so by the time this goes up, I believe that she will have revealed whose layout was whose, because that's why this photo is on here, because we all had to use the same photo, so nobody would know whose layout it was. So there's no process video for this one, but everything on here is from my kit, including the title. I stacked up some pattern papers. I did a little bit of mixed media in the background of this pattern paper, just some stars and some splatters. Used a white, very thin texture paste through the stencil. I did cut up a project life card for these doilies, and then the florals and the butterflies all came from the ephemera from that kit, the wood veneer as well. So everything came from my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I did want to show this because I do not have a video for it. I will replace this with a photo probably of my daughter, and so I will put that in my album. And yeah, this was just a really fun one. So hopefully you guys will have checked out the post on Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life's. I believe she's posting it in her own Facebook group, the Happy Scrappy No Crappy Facebook group. So be sure to go check that out if you want to see what all the mystery scrappers created and see whose layout was whose. So with that, guys, that is going to be the end of my How to Kill a Kit. So I have, let's see, truly ones that came from the kit. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're not going to count that one. I'm going to count that one. 8, 9, 10. So we're going to call it 10 from the actual kit itself, and then 2 that were outside of that. So not a bad month. I didn't create quite as much as I had hoped, but I did get a few layouts done, and hopefully May will be a bit more creative. I have some design commitments and things like that, so we will definitely see a few more videos probably on my channel for sure. And so with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Be on the lookout for my How to Kill a Kit with Style for the month of May. It will probably come out on the 2nd of May or the 3rd. I have some other videos going up on the 1st, so I'm not sure it's going to go up the same day, but the layouts that I create for the 1st may contain items from that kit. So be on the lookout for that. Lots of fun things happening next month, and with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one.